r/AskReddit by Keyboard Warrior comments. You're a reverse robber. You break into people's home and leave stuff to confuse families. What things do you leave? A little mint on their pillows. Little pillows on their pillows. My cooking pots once cloned themselves. When we once had one of each type, we suddenly had two identical pots of each. Turns out my in-laws got new pots and decided to give us their old ones by secretly leaving them in our cupboard. That was really confusing. I prefer the version where you just never find out where they came from. Like the adult tooth fairy where they leave pots, pans and other kitchen utensils. I do love Eastern European folklore. Chargers that don't match any of their electronics. Firstgen mini USB chargers. Not microSIV like everything takes, no. Mini USB. Just a little too big to fit anything. A single Vaseline covered watermelon in the bathtub. The imagery of that situation is immensely funny. Don't forget to cut a suspicious hole in it first. At least you went for the easy male option. My thought was try make it look like their wife is really unsatisfied with their sex life. Stuff I stole from the previous house. You never run out of items. Neighborhood riots begin to break out as people notice neighbors and friends with their stolen goods. People stop trusting each other. The whole town slowly becomes just a bunch of people who won't talk to each other. Perhaps someone did this to my town once then. I can tell you nobody ever did it in my hometown. Those people will not shut up in the goddamn grocery store. You saw her in the same place last week, Karen. How much could you possibly have to catch up on? Get the F out of my way. Light bright, and everyone gets a different picture. Reverse rob me please. Hope you like light bright Loch Ness monsters. It would be a blessed day. Each house would get a second-hand self-help book left on the back of the toilet. Everyone would think a different family member did it. That they'd read it themselves and felt they needed to give it to said person. Even if they lived alone, they'd think family or friends snuck in. They'd be wondering why no one said anything directly but feel too uncomfortable to ask. You could destroy entire families with just this. Toilet usages, where they make or break families. There's something sad about a second-hand self-help book. Could be sad, could be uplifting. Like maybe they got their ish so well together they didn't need the book anymore. True, I have a time management self-help book, and when I'm finished with it I will definitely pass it on. It helped me a lot already. Teeth under their pillow, reverse tooth fairy, deliciously creepy for an adult. Someone broke into my garage once, didn't take any of my good tools, or anything at all. Left a decent flashlight. I was pretty confused. Probably drunk. /u/AaronES03 was probably drunk, stole the tools, then hauled them back to his place, not realizing the garage he broke into was his own. Time to buy a carbon monoxide detector. A remote control. I think it would be similarly humorous to install a new light switch. Put it in such an inconspicuous place that they would be asking themselves, has that switch always been there? But then they would shrug and laugh quietly to themselves, because of course it's always been there. Light switches don't just pop up out of nowhere. And then they'd forever wonder what the hell it does, which is of course, absolutely nothing. Or one of those stickers that look like outlets, then use glue to stick it to the wall. That's awesome. They'd spend months trying to figure out what it goes to. Oh-ish. Remote for my bedroom TV is missing from months. Fortunately, it's the same TV as living room. But, your comment definitely made me feel WTF, where's my remote? Gonna look for it again today. I hid it inside one of your computers, along with a note. Could've killed you. Love you. I'd place Tupperware in random parts of the house. But none of the lids match the tubs. That is just plain torture. They probably do that at Gitmo. No. Every Tupperware had a matching lid. That'd throw them off even more. Closes lid onto container. This experience contrasts heavily with my past experiences. I try to find out what sports teams they are a fan of. Whatever it is, I place jerseys of their rival team in their closets. What if they don't do sports? Leave them a jersey of the most hated team of any sport, and watch them get bullied. Better yet, leave them a Nickelback shirt. And a Nickelback CD in every CD player you can find, including computer CD-ROM drives. Pennies. Just get thousands of pennies and hide them all around the house. They open a container in the fridge and find pennies. They look under their pillow and find pennies. They find pennies in their shoes. The possibilities are endless. They look in their change bag. Pennies. They look in their bank account. Pennies. For my bank account to just have pennies in it, someone would have to leave some after paying the $440 to take my account out of the negative. People at my school did this. Except they used tiny plastic babies. It was pretty freaky. This would be even worse in Canada because businesses have no obligation to accept pennies as currency. To get any real return, you'd have to gather them and go to a bank, and even then they'd look at you as a weird penny hoarder. If I'm being an ass, I'd leave another woman's jewelry or something in the master bedroom. If I'm being helpful, I'd want to be year-round Santa. Little Timmy's been wanting a bike. What? The family woke up to a new bike in the living room with a fancy ass bow on it. Been craving some pizza lately? What? Who put the DiGiorno's in the oven? Ding dong. Who's there? There's a delivery guy with a large Supreme with a 2-liter Coke. Been struggling to pay the bills? Why is there $10K in cash inside a man's mouth in the freezer with a note attached on careful disposal instructions? That escalated quickly. Honestly, it was quite a read. Yes, FBI, I think I found your killer. I would leave really nice but also creepy notes on their dinner table. Something like, "You did great today, keep it up." You never know who's watching. Identical couches, but they'd be brand new straight from the store. Nowhere. New smell. Bright new colors. Mind F. I'm curious to see how someone sneaks around carrying a couple of couches. Animal Crossing style. Just put the entire couch in your pocket, along with some fish you captured from the stream 3 weeks ago, a wardrobe, some clothes, an axe, shovel, and maybe some wallpaper. Don't worry, you'll also keep large bags of bells and 10 letters in there too. Leave them an entire Christmas tree, put presents under it. And leave some half-eaten milk and cookies. In February. With a note that says, "Sorry, ho ho ho, I was a bit delayed. Oh ho ho ho. Hope you enjoy a late, ho ho ho, Christmas. Ho ho ho. Don't forget to pay your taxes." Read this in the voiceover game. My children. Damn you, you made me spit out my tea in laughter. Replace one photo in each room with a picture of Danny DeVito. You're really just improving the house at this point. It's always sunny in the house. I used to find picture displays in friends' houses and sneak a photo of Conan the Barbarian or He-Man into the mix and see how long it'd take them to notice. I have a photo in all of 0 rooms in my apartment. So what you're really saying is your apartment is missing a Danny DeVito photo in every room. Damn, when you put it that way, I need to get my ish together. I thought you meant you have 0 rooms in your apartment, so I just imagined you sitting on a windswept rooftop clutching a photo of Danny DeVito. This is exactly what they meant. Positive pregnancy test. In a gay couple's house. 500% times funnier if the gay couple were lesbians. If they own a cat, I'm ishing in the litter box. If they don't have a cat, bring them a litter box for you to poop into. They'll love the surprise. BYOLB, bring your own litter box. Here's a few ideas. Swap which side their door hinges are on so they swing the other way. On any switch panel that has multiple switches, switch around the wiring so switches control different lights. Swap all their lights in each room to be a few steps brighter or dimmer than what they have. Make sure there's variety, dimmer rooms, and brighter rooms. Number 2. Flips the switch to on and the toilet flushes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.